to Cleveland, Ohio today to attend the Indie Gathering Film Festival. We're going to be here for 3 days as usual, and every August that this event happens. They have great stunt competitions, they have makeup artists coming here, they have acting and screenwriters and all sorts of things happening. Plus you can see independent movies. This is a great event.
My name is Ron Podell. I'm a screenwriter that was invited to the Indie Gathering. I was given 4 awards, or will receive 4 awards at 1 o'clock, and 4 different scripts, 3 shorts and 1 feature length. The shorts are one's called Time and Tide, and it's basically the story of a 72-year-old woman who, rather than be forced into a nursing home, decides to live on a cruise ship and finds that it's a much higher quality of life. And in the midst of that, while she's enjoying that travel, she's having some issues back home with her daughter and son-in-law. But eventually they're resolved and she comes home, and so it has a nice happy ending. My other script's Silence of the Bees. That's another short script, and it's basically asked the question, what if all the bees disappeared from the face of the earth? And it's kind of a fictitious account of colony collapse disorder. I sort of got my idea from watching a CBS News report that talked about the beginning of the disappearing bees, and from there I just sort of started out with a farmer, had him lose his bees, and then it sort of became a nationwide story, and people kept talking about it, but nothing was really being done. And by the end, there's sort of a what could happen if we keep going down the path we are. At the very end, I just have everybody talking, and then the screen goes silent for about 20 seconds. And then all of a sudden, you have this stark image of like a very cracked desert. You've got a boar skull, and you've got one little bee left dying, and then you kind of pull up on the scene, and there's a sign that says the Florida Everglades. So it kind of like shows you like the extreme. I mean, it's a possible science fiction ending. Nobody knows for sure, but it's just sort of a stark
But
image.
you did put an awful lot of reality and research into it then.
Yeah, I read a lot of news articles, watched some documentaries on TV, and just took notes, and then just sort of created a story using fact, and then just throwing in some.
So by reading that, probably people can get a better awareness.
This nation, there's like $15 billion created through, as far as food and revenue, created through what bees do as far as pollination of food and flowers. I mean, that's huge. Another short was a comedy. I got to get 3rd place in short comedy, and that's called If Brad Met Billy Bob. And it's basically totally made up, but if Brad Pitt and Billy Bob Thornton met in a bar, what would they talk about? And obviously it'd probably be Angelina Jolie. So it's like a stand-up comedian going through all these things. Of course, 2 guys kind of fighting over this woman and talking about her. And if you know anything about Angelina Jolie, she's famous for her tattoos. She's famous for her charity work around the globe with children in starving countries. And it's just really funny. Anybody who's read it has just laughed out loud. So I got 1st place in feature length for horror comedy with a script called Pulp Fiction, which is the 1st script I've ever written. And it's this is the 3rd win that it's received through a film fest.
That's great.
And
Have you been doing this?
Since April 2007.
The gathering is about that, is helping each other. The work and that you'll be able to delight us with movies. I'll be able to watch some of your movies. And it was great to meet you here. That's really a wonderful thing. So I just can't say that enough, though, because I'm not sure if you realize how great it is, what you've done in a short period of time.
I'm happy, but I can't get too excited until, really, in my mind, I have the agent and they're selling.
You have a
my
check, yeah.
Yeah, that's really the ultimate goal.
Right.
I mean, I enjoy doing it because I love to write, but eventually, yes, what I write, I would love to see up on the screen. Whether I end up directing it or not.
That's it. I'm Earl Nulton. Thanks for joining us.